Hello and welcome to Auto Arcadia. I am one of your hosts, Thomas Hope, and with me, as always, is the other host.
Colin Wood. How you doing, Tom?
Yeah, good, good, as usual. Friday, feeling good, feeling happy, looking forward to the weekend. What about yourself?
I don't disagree with anything you've just said. Fuck last week. It was my return to work after 2 months of absolute bliss.
Yeah,
So
that
yeah,
must have hurt.
oh it did. Yeah, it was not fun.
Still standing though?
Still standing, still standing. Um, but yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight. Well, I'm looking forward to this recording actually. Um, 'Cause I know you've got some subjects, and I have a subject that's burning in my mind as well.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to hit you with some of the stuff I've been thinking about?
Um, I'll hit it, man. I've kind of been like, so Tom, what are we talking about today for like the past 3 episodes now? So I'll go first this time, I suppose. Uh, so yeah, we've talked about like negativity in the car scene. We've done a whole episode on it, toxicity in the car scene, even.
Yes.
Um, and we've talked a bit about like Car Talk UK on Reddit. But in my journeys in Reddit land, I stumbled across a community that I found rather troubling. Um,
Okay.
and it was fuck cars.
Hmm.
And
I think we have to specify this is people that don't like cars, not people that are really, really into cars.
yeah. So I was about to say that because like my first instinct when I saw it was given the depravity of the internet, I'm not sure I want to click this link. But I found some further definition in the thread on Reddit that linked me to it, and they're like, "Yeah, these people really don't like cars." I was like, "Okay, I want to see this viewpoint." And do you know, man, I was quite troubled by it because like they're really quite extreme. Like it's when you go into a certain kind of pub where it's like frequented by racist dicks, it kind of felt like that. Like it was like just a den of negativity and fucking hatred, and it was quite strange. Like even reading it was like, wow, this is actually quite uncomfortable to read.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of their stuff skews really city heavy. And, like, I do kind of agree that in some cities cars kind of suck, but you do need to give people better alternatives. And, like, you can't just be like, oh, everyone in the city doesn't need a car, because you're kind of ignoring the people that don't live in the city but might need to get to the city.
Yeah, but like it was, as you say, really city centric. Like, and there's some of the stuff I actually I really agree with. Like, there's loads of posts where it's like cities in like the Netherlands, for example, where they've done a lot of pedestrianisation, but they've managed to make it work with cars and car-based transport.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like they've done away with motorway flyovers and pass like the sunken down motorways. I can't remember the actual technical name for them, where they're below ground level, but they're in like a big trench,
Yeah,
and
okay.
they've made that into a canal, and there's like loads of trees, and it's all cycle paths and walking. But then they've not really done away with the car based infrastructure. They've just moved that.
They've just pushed it away from a particular spot that's pedestrianised, yeah.
Yeah, and usually like by like clever urban planning, but these guys are just like the clever urban planning is just doing away with roads. Fuck cars. Fuck car drivers. If you believe in cars, you're a cunt. I'm like, wow, that's quite extreme. That's a view, and I didn't actually know this view existed.
Yeah, I mean, people do not like cars. They represent a lot of what people hate. They damage the environment. They can be like quite loud. They can take up a lot of space. They're expensive. They're like hard to access sometimes. But I do feel that a lot of the opinion of being able to say, well, I don't drive, I never needed to drive, is quite a privileged position for someone that lives in a good urban area.
Yeah, like where we grew up, you could never say that.
No, if you were relying on public transport where we grew up, you were fucked. Like, I know because I used to have to before I could drive. Like, the last bus 11:30. It's not a really useful time for a last bus, is it?
No, like, I mean, for one, it's inside the hour. Like, make it on the hour, you know? Maybe that's just me with a bit of fucking tendencies going
Yeah,
that
I think that might just be
but,
you. I wouldn't die on the hill that it needs to be on the hour. But I mean, I
like,
remember how long it used to take to get anywhere as well, because buses are quite slow.
they are. Like, they're painfully slow. I remember, like, getting the bus to college, and to go from the East Rigs to Carlisle used to take like 35 minutes, like 45 minutes minimum. That was if you had a bus driver that was intent on breaking the speed of sound.
That's also if you get the right bus as well, because there was one bus that went through. Was it the one that went through Longtown?
Yes, that one was
It took an
horrible.
extra hour, that's an absolute marathon event.
Yeah, like an hour and a half to travel 22 miles is fucking ridiculous. Like,
It is. It's amazing. Because yeah, I remember I used to work, albeit on the outskirts, the right side of Carlisle, and I could get to work in no time at all when I could
yeah.
drive.
Like I passed my test. Like even now, leaving from like Maben, which is like a good fucking 38, 40 mile to Carlisle, 20 minutes. Like,
Aye, because you just bang it all the way down the motorway. It's great.
yeah,
It's a
like
very
it
direct
takes
route.
longer to go from my house to the motorway than it does to go from where I get onto the motorway to the fucking Scottish English border.
Mm, yeah. I mean, you're not that far away from it, to be fair.
No, I'm not, but yeah. And yeah, like the double-breastedness of it was like it struck me because it's quite evident they're all quite privileged to have really good fucking transport links and really quite urban. The other thing that really struck me about it was like, the only other communities online that I've even seen come anywhere near the negativity and hatred are like incels, which are like a registered terrorist organization. Fuck the incels if any are listening. Um, and also like the pet free, like
Mm.
talking with Bex about this, she drew the parallel to pet free, and it's like they're like people who are really really uppity about not having wains, where they're like, oh, crotch goblins and all that. Well,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, my neighbor had to get their dog put down, and they're like happy about it because they're like, who would have a dog? Because dogs are fucking disgusting. Like that was literally the vibe I was getting from it, and I was like, how can an inanimate object garner this much fucking hate?
Yeah. I mean, also on the pets one, like I don't know. There's something not quite right about people that didn't like animals.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Like I get not liking a certain type of animal. Like everybody's allowed to squish a spider, right?
Oh, come on, leave those spiders alone. They're just doing their job. Killing flies. I'd rather have spiders than flies any day of the week.
Yeah, I have to give you that, but I'm trying to like, but like I'm not saying go out and squish a dog. Like
Aye. Good luck.
there's levels to this.
I get
But
not
yeah,
having like animals that you don't like because you have bad experiences with, but you can't not like all animals, you know?
yeah, it's mental. Like they're literally the nicest creatures that inhabit the planet. Oh, actually, I've got a. I'm going off on a wee tangent here, but I'm about to like. I think we move away from this because there's not much mileage in this. It was just kind of like the shock at this community that I wanted to bring up and see what your thought was. Um,
I mean, honestly, I knew about the community. It's like I don't really read any of like the stuff because like I kind of know, I know what to expect, and like whilst I may sympathize with some of their like points and stuff like that, I do loves me cars. Like it's like I suppose I have a vested interest in cars.
yeah,
You know, so yeah, like honestly fuck cars.
yeah, yeah. Fuck cars. That is literally it. Like, just fuck cars.
Yeah, just why can't people just have like a nice thing? Just enjoy it.
Yeah, like they don't have to ruin it for everyone else. You know, it's just let us have what we have, and that's it. We're done.
Totally. I mean, I agree. A lot of cars are terrible, and like loads of people drive really badly. But like, I don't know if it's the car's fault. I think it's the people.
Yeah, I would say so. Like the car is not what's causing people to drive it like a dick. It's the people who are driving the car like a dick. The car is not necessarily at fault here.
Yeah, no, the car's just a tool. So right, okay. Speaking of that, you've obviously heard about Operation Snap, haven't you?
No.
Right. So Operation Snap is like the. I don't know if it's Police Scotland, but certainly Police England and probably Wales have like a kind of initiative where members of the public can send in dashcam footage or like, you know, videos of people breaking the law while driving.
Yes.
Under the Operation Snap. And like I've you do notice maybe there's like the certain places online where people be suggesting that everything just get reported to Operation Snap, and I'm not really sure. I'm like, I get people do drive badly, and it's like it's very frustrating, and you want to like do something about it, and I totally understand having a dash cam for like, liability and protection reasons. Like that makes a lot of sense, but I'm not sure I'd go as far to dob someone in for something.
No. At that point, you're crossing the line. Like, there's a line here, though, man. Right? Like, if you see someone doing something genuinely fucking dangerous, like I don't know, swerving into the path of an oncoming bus full of children and putting like the lives of 60 people in a bus at risk, like overtaking head on towards them at like 140 mile an hour and nipping back in with like seconds to spare.
Aye, but you're going to be calling the police emergency number if you see that. You're not going to be like saving the dashcam footage and uploading it to the police website later on, are you? Like that, you might be doing it much later for evidence when it comes to like the prosecution, but you're not going to be uploading that. Like, so real emergency stuff, you would probably call the police.
Yeah, and that's where I believe the line is, right? Like, if you're not gonna if all you're gonna do by reporting it is ruin someone's day, you're not a concerned citizen. You're a brown shirt. Like, that's it. The end of fucking discussion, as far as I'm concerned. Well, not because we have to discuss it, but like, there comes a point where you're like, you're literally such a buzzkill. You're daubing in people for something that you've probably done yourself. Like, there's no reason for people to be sitting in a queue of traffic and somebody gets frustrated and maybe does a bit of a sketchy overtake, but doesn't really put anyone at risk. Like, realistically, there was plenty of margin for error all round, There's no reason he has to go to court for that, because he's just
I think a
frustrated.
lot of some dashcam footage and some reports could potentially be made because people do get like a little bit of like, they get like a little bit offended, a little bit butthurt if someone like they've perceived someone to do something that's dangerous to them, if you know what I mean. Like, people get a little bit funny about that. You kind of get what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
I've definitely been flashed and beat before for overtaking people. We've all had it happen, because there's always some insane person on the road that thinks it's dangerous for you to overtake them at any time. Now that person is upset in their car because they're flashing and beeping at you. So if they had a dash cam, you could guarantee that's exactly the kind of person that's uploading that shit to Operation Snap. Oh, I got overtaken in an unsafe manner. Yeah, that's
how they talk as well.
I think that's how everyone imagines.
That's exactly it.
Like, yeah, I mean, I get the point of having a dash cam for, like, if it does go horribly wrong, like, if there is something that happens, you're kind of protected. But I would definitely not be grassing up people. But yeah, maybe if someone, like, flew past pedestrians when they were crossing the road and almost clipped one of them but didn't, I'd probably, like, maybe, like, send that to the police, because that's, like, very, very dangerous, and is, like, kind of basically you could call it an attempted murder, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I agree. There's totally a line. There's like a moral line that it has to be so bad that I want to grass them up more than I don't want to grass them up.
Yeah, that's it. Like, and do you know, there's part of me really fucking doesn't like dash cams because of this, you know? Because you get to the point where you're doing the police's job for them.
I know, but they won't do it themselves. You have to make them do it.
Yeah, but that's not the point. Like, the correct way to make the police do their jobs is like, you know, the joke, somebody's robbing my shed, so I phoned up the police and they're like, oh, we'll be there in 20 minutes. Then you phone them back 2 minutes later and say, don't worry, I shot them. So then four armed police vans rock up, and they rock up to your door and they're like, these guys are still robbing your shed. Thought you said you shot them. And the guy goes, yeah, I thought you said there was no police. Like, that's, like, it's a very extreme example, but that's how to get them to do their fucking job. Like, not become the snitch. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I do love a little bit of dashcam footage. Just on a side note, like, just watching like just some insane stuff people do behind the wheel. Like, honestly, there's some wild dashcam footage out there.
Do you know my favourite ones? The Russian ones.
Yeah, there's some good Russian ones.
Where it's just like some absolute lunatic in a Lada screaming past at the speed of sound. And it's like, that is...
I'm pretty sure I've seen a full 360 dashcam in Russia, you know, like an inadvertent 360 on the road.
Yes, I'm sure I've seen the same video. But see, that's the line right there. Somebody's watched that back and went, look at this idiot. It'll be really funny if I upload this to YouTube and share his stupidity.
Yeah. No, that's because they're good videos, not that because they're like inherently grassing someone up for doing something.
Aye. It's like, I'm grassing them up to their peers on the internet, where they'll be laughed at and ridiculed.
Aye. Absolutely. I can totally see the point in a dash cam though. Like, I'm okay with that. Sometimes you just like, you might even just want to record your drive, but like it can be really, really handy for like, if anything does happen, you've got some like actual video evidence to prove what happened.
Yeah. See, I get the positives of them, but I'll never have one. Even if it was going to take money off my insurance, I just legitimately wouldn't have one. I think they're the very thin end of a wedge. Because call it a bit of a conspiracy theory, but I don't believe it was coincidence that they got really big and popular right before electric vehicles started getting like a little bit of traction. Because when you go to the electric vehicles, it's only a matter of time before suddenly everyone's tracked in real time and they know what speed you're doing all the time. Like, it's, to me, it's just the thin end of the wedge. Like, it's getting people used to being surveyed all the time, you know?
I do see where you're coming from. I just like, I don't think it's got that much to do with electric cars, to be fair. Like, I think that it would happen with regular cars as well. And that whole idea of, you know, monitoring the way you drive and like controlling it to make sure it's safe and things like that.
Yeah.
Like, I do totally get that. And it's definitely why I prefer older, kind of like more simple, less bleeping at me all of the time cars.
Yeah.
But I don't think dash cams are like a step into that, because like I think dash cams are more just like a natural response to like the fact that cameras and recording is everywhere. Like, we are really, really used to being recorded quite a bit.
Yeah. See, because like the recording stuff, like I've got ClearScore on my phone, you know, the credit rating app.
Yeah.
And it popped up the other day with a notification, do you want to see your driving score? And I was like, no, I fucking don't. Because if you start, like, if a credit agency is doing that, how long before they're the insurance companies just go, Ken, what, we'll buy all that data off you.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
Like, and then how long before, like, it's going to happen? Somebody's going to be like, oh, we've got this online all the time cloud-based dash cam. you don't need an SD card. And everybody will be like, that's amazing, I don't have to deal with it, it's all dealt with originally. And then the insurance companies will be like, oh, if you've got one of these, you can link it to us, and then it'll become commonplace. And then it'll be, now we can access your driving footage whenever. The control's just lost so easily.
Do you think people will stand for it?
I do. I also fervently believe that if you give up freedom in order to get more security, then you're going to end up with neither of those two things, and you deserve neither of them as well. Like, if you give away your freedom to do whatever the fuck you want without being surveyed all the time in order to be more secure, you don't deserve your freedom or the security, and evidently they'll take both off you.
Honestly, man, like, you're in the wrong country. Like, we're in the UK, like the incredibly surveillance based, like, and actually quite, you know, getting a little bit authoritarian in some of the stuff that it's doing at the moment as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not really mad keen on it myself, to be honest. Like, I don't really like the idea of being constantly monitored by the government. Like, that's doesn't sound that fun.
Definitely not.
So yeah, no, I can see the dystopian narrative, but I don't think we're there yet. But that's not to say we won't get there. I cannot disprove that.
Yeah.
I would like to say we won't, but having lived in the world for a little bit, there is no end to the worst version of things that can happen.
No. Everyone says, oh my god, 2022 was horrific, and then 2023 was the worst ever, and then it's like we're on 2025, and the trend's not getting better. Like, everyone keeps saying this is the worst year ever.
Yeah. So, like, okay, fair enough. Well, that put a bit of a sobering thought on me now. I'm like, oh,
sorry,
maybe I won't ever be able to buy a new car. I mean, I don't really care, to be honest.
No. Yeah. No, it's on the subject of new cars, actually. Did you see Porsche's in trouble again?
No, I did not. Do tell.
Porsche have came out and they're like, the business case doesn't make sense anymore.
For what? For the whole of Porsche?
For the way they're running. So like they're dropping the Cayman and the Boxster after this generation.
Oh really?
Yeah, they're defunct after this. They're not making another generation. Well, they say they're not making another generation in air quotes. They fucking will. And they've like, part of their commitment to electric cars was they were like dropping gasoline, not American, dropping petrol engines and bringing full EV Macan and full EV Cayenne in. The head of Porsche just came out and just went, it doesn't make sense. We've lost 6% this year already in sales. We lost 3% the year before and like 2% the year before. So they've already lost 10% in sales over 3 years, which is fucking colossal. They're having to lay off like 1,900 staff. And they're saying like the tariffs with America are like screwing them big time. And they've lost like 10% market share in China alone and a couple other things. And honestly, it's quite scary, because Porsche was actually one of the most profitable marques that you could possibly trade in. Like, if you had a dealership in Porsche, you were probably making a higher cut than any other dealership per car. Like, ridiculously good profit margins on them.
Interesting.
And over the course of 3 years, you're losing 10% now of your entire market share.
Are they still keeping the Macan and the Cayenne?
Yeah.
That's interesting. So they're keeping two SUVs, but they're dropping their kind of sports cars.
Yeah, which is mental because it's
baby sports cars.
Yeah, and it's the Boxster that saved them as well.
Yeah, I think it steadily got less interesting as it's got more expensive.
Yes. See if they were to bring out another properly entry level. Like, I'm talking stripped back, lightweight MX-5 rival, right? Which is what the first Boxster was with the 2.5. Realistically, it wasn't competing against M3s and stuff. It was competing
No,
against
absolutely not.
MX-5s and
Like SLK, like no S. What's the Mercedes, like the 180 and the 280s and stuff?
oh, the SLG. Oh, sorry, the SLK.
I'm really embarrassed now after that, but that actually caught me.
Sorry, dude.
The SLKs, yes. They had a 180, they had maybe a 200,
Yeah, like
and it feels like it was kind of slightly aimed there, to be honest.
yeah, it was that entry level sportster sort of market, right? But
Mm-hmm.
it was incredible to drive. Like that was what it was like. It was literally an upmarket MX-5. That's what I would describe it as the best. And it fucking saved Porsche. But if they were to come back to that, I think they would be quite surprised at the traction they would gain. You know?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. It's. I suppose there probably is still a market for like a cheap, affordable, sporty Porsche.
There absolutely is, though, man. Because like Toyota, the biggest car company in the world, the Yaris GR was an
Yeah.
absolute runaway success. They're looking at bringing back the Celica and the MR2. Like, if the biggest car company on the planet is like, we're reintroducing sports cars, I don't think the right idea is to be dropping two of your most successful sports cars and doubling down on SUVs. Like, that's just a stupid fucking idea.
It is weird. Maybe they've assessed that the SUV segment is potentially bigger than the sports car segment.
Well, it is, because like how many SUVs are, well, crossovers are floating about compared to, but like the problem I think they're going to have is like, why do you buy a Porsche?
Yeah.
It's not because they're good for the fucking environment or because they're cheap to run, which is what electric cars are. You buy a Porsche because you like good driving dynamics
Or you like the badge.
or you like the badge. Yeah. And I mean, if you like the badge, like you've got enough money to not care what the running costs are if you're buying a new Porsche. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, it's only company car drivers that'll want them, but no company is going to give 200 employees Porsche Cayennes or Porsche Cans as like, there's too much money.
Yeah, definitely. I know what you mean.
So it's a funny old one, but yeah, no, I thought that was really interesting that they came out and they're like, the business case doesn't make sense.
So they're going back to ICE and they're paring back what they offer.
Yeah, and also quite interestingly, and I lament the potential demise of Porsche, but I think they'll pull through it. I think they'll find a way, right? But the Porsche Taycan, you know, the like saloon EV,
I do.
49% is the sales volume it's dropped.
Ooh. That's a
Over.
lot. It's also one of the cars that's depreciated the heaviest. The heaviest. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interestingly, it's the only EV that exists that I would actually potentially contemplate having as well.
Is it not based on the e-tron? The e-tron GT?
I don't know, honestly.
That's an Audi.
Is it?
That would make sense if they share the same platform.
Well, I don't know if it is though, because the e-tron was like 140k, like it was mega money, and you could buy a Taycan for fucking way less than that. Like even
I thought they were about the same. No.
No, because I mean, and the Taycan comes in a estate as well.
For some reason, I thought that they shared the. Oh, what the fuck? No, I don't want this. What, the Wikipedia article? I ended up on the actual website to buy one.
Oh, that's your targeted ads. Absolutely fucked now. You're just going to get hit with EV everything.
They're gonna think I've got money for an EV. Barking up the wrong tree. Yeah, it was. It was based on It's built on the J1 electric car platform, which is shared with the Audi e-tron GT.
Really? Oh, fair
Yeah.
enough. I didn't think it was, but no. Oh well. Ah, well, fuck
I
that.
think they're very, very similar cars, actually.
Well, I definitely wouldn't be having one of them then.
I actually quite like the way the Audi e-tron GT looked.
Yeah?
I actually think it's alright. I think that is a car that will age well and pick up appeal, I think. It reminds me a little bit of the R8. I mean, it is an Audi, but in kind of vibe.
See, I was never a fan of the R8.
Neither was I, but I think I like them more as time's gone on.
They've aged well.
Yeah, like quite a lot of cars do age well. I think the Audi e-tron GT looks way better than the Porsche Taycan.
Really?
So much better. I do not like the way that car looks at all.
Fair enough, dude. Fair enough.
And I don't even know if I like the shoot and brake.
What about the Panamera shoot and brake? Like the estate Panamera, the turbo?
Oh, I'm not sure I like the Panamera either.
No?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. It's a little better. It is a little better, actually. Yeah. Okay, I like the Panamera more. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Do you know what I like about it, right? It's going to sound really strange. The thing I really like about the Panamera is it looks like a 1 Series BM.
A 1 Series?
Yeah, so see the 1 Series, right? I thought that, like, the Mark 1, not particularly the Mark 2, but the Mark 1 Series, the hatch one, especially the 3-door, I think has such an interesting shape.
It does have quite an interesting shape, yeah, I'll grant you.
And it's almost like a really miniature estate. And that's what I like about it. But there's something about the proportions of it, with the slightly sloping roof, but then a very defined back to the car. Like it's not like a sloping down, like what a CLS is, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a very defined roof, then back window, and then tailgate area. But then the front end, it almost has the same profile, but on a lower plane than the roof. I just think there's something spectacular about the way they look.
What, the Panamera?
Especially the Panamera Estate, in the same way as like the original 1 Series BM. It's just a bigger version of that shape, and I think it looks fantastic.
Interesting. I'm looking here at a 2011 Panamera with the 4.8 V8.
Yeah.
And it's really nicely presented. And do you know what it really reminds me of? It's like if a 911 had got a city job and like made money but put on like got a bit soft, like wasn't the same, like athlete that they used to be. Like I'm looking at it from the back and it's wide. It's got a bit of a fat arse from like, desk job.
Yeah.
But it is really nice. Like I can see what there is to like. Looking at the inside, I'm like, this looks like quite a nice place to sit, and it is nice.
Yeah, they're a nice looking machine. And you know what as well? They suffer because they're a luxury big car. They suffer from extreme depreciation.
Speaking of that, do you want to know how much the car I'm looking at is?
How much?
20k.
That's dangerously accessible.
It is dangerously accessible, isn't it?
But I mean, as we covered from like the family cars episode, like the Panamera is on my list. Like I would consider a Panamera for a family car.
The 4.8 V8.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you laugh, but at the minute, I'm currently running the kids round in a 4.4 liter BM.
Yes.
Like,
are you enjoying the fuel economy of that?
Honestly, mate, it doesn't bother me. Like, I realise it's a very big engine in what is quite a heavy car, and also it's from an era where like cars weren't really the most economical. So like, I kind of made like just accept it. Like, yeah, it sucks going to the fucking fuel station after 50 quid gets you 120 miles. But you know what? If I was to make the conscious decision to lift my fucking foot from time to time, it probably wouldn't use as much fuel.
Aye, totally. Honestly, man, I was just noising you up. Like, I would be fine running a V8. It's like the fuel economy is what it is. It's the price you pay for that noise.
Yeah, and also, I mean, there's there's something right. It's what I would call a vulgar display of power. Like,
There's presence. That's what it is. This car has presence.
yeah, like when you rock up right to the school and everyone's there in their Dacia Duster and their fucking electric 4x4, and you rock up in a fucking 5 litre turbo V8 Porsche dropping the kids off. And you're like, have a good day at school, Timmy. Bye bye. And then you take off, and all the dads are looking at you like you're a cunt because they want what you've got, but they don't have the backbone to say to their wife, actually, I've man-mathed it and it works. That's what I see it as. It's like people are very comfortable, like giving up what they want for what they need. Whereas I don't see that as being an acceptable compromise. You can have both. You just have to make some compromises, small compromises. Like, I bet the running costs of that Panamera, for me anyway, would be a lot less if I was to buy a 15k turbo Panamera and run it as a daily car, even including the high fuel costs, than it would cost me to go and buy a brand new car on PCP. And when you factor in like the depreciation along with the monthly payments and then all your fuel costs and everything else, I bet the Panamera works out cheaper.
Honestly, maybe like you can spend way too much on not enough car through finance. 100%.
Yeah, and the reason I specified for me is because I don't pay a garage to do work for me, so I make a significant saving on running costs right there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And speaking of that, I am going to annoy you because I have seen a very, very cheap one. Actually, two very cheap ones.
Oh, it's in blue as well.
It's a nice colour, that first one.
Oh, mate, I can't fucking lie. That's a bit of me right there.
I could see you in that. I honestly could see you in that car. I like that a lot.
That is nice.
The car's a tiny little bit tatty on the outside in some places, but, you know, I don't know if that's a deal breaker for you.
Yeah, but that makes it peak me. That's like that. You look at that and you're like, do you know whose car that is? That's Collins.
Aye.
Do you know the only thing that puts me off of these is that they're the S and not the turbo.
Did they do the 4.8 turbo?
Yeah, the turbo has the 4.8 engine, but with a whacking great turbo hanging off the side. I mean, mate, I'm looking at the silver one you sent me through, right? With the boot open. Now, I'll give you this. The boot opening is a bit of an odd shape, but I reckon
It's a weird shape, yeah.
I could get my mountain bike in the boot of that. Easily.
If I can get my mountain bike in my car, you can get yours in there.
Yeah, that's
100%. There's way more space in the back of that car than there is in mine.
Like, that's cool as fuck. Why would you not have that? Well, I know why people wouldn't have that, because they're scared of them. And that's all there is to say on it. They're scared of them. But yeah, like for me, I would rather have that than like a people carrier. Like, there's no competition here.
Honestly, I totally agree. Like, what? Just, you know, give it a go. If you can do the work yourself, definitely.
Yeah. You know, my mum, when I was growing up, she had a fridge magnet collection, right?
Alright, yeah.
And one of them was, I never got it until I was a wee bit older, but one of them was, I still miss my ex, but my aim is improving, meaning shooting at them. Which
Right.
it tickled me when it clicked, like, oh yeah. She had one, and it was a woman dancing on this fridge magnet, right? And the words on it were, "Life is too short to dance with ugly men." And a lot of people are dancing with ugly cars, and life's too short.
I was wondering where you're going with that one, but yeah, no, I agree. Honestly, if you just put it off, you'll just put it off forever. You'll never get it. Or you'll get it when you're like, you know, kind of maybe not in a position to be able to use it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if ever there was a time for buying a semi-practical, family-orientated Porsche, it's after you've just had a newborn.
Definitely, yeah. There's
Yeah.
no other major expenses that typically come out at that time.
No, absolutely not. Like, but yeah, no, it's a very valid point. Um, I think we might be like fucking light years away from where we started at the minute.
Yeah, honestly, I actually am now looking at that blue Panamera because I'm just looking through the history. I'm trying to work out what kind of person had this because like this has been to an independent Porsche specialist for a lot of different stuff,
Right.
and it's like a lot of it all is investigation. Like, investigation, strong smell coming through into cabin, carry out road test to monitor for fuel smells. And then there's another page that says, no smell of fuel at time of test, vehicle driven for approximately 25 miles. I bet that was a decent test drive for the mechanic.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Do you
Go
know
for a little
though, right?
boost about. But that sounds to me like someone who's got like a lot of perceived problems with a car.
Yes, I would concur. So I would.
Yeah.
Just,
Anyway, sorry, we can't get distracted at looking at cars on the internet because I can't afford that.
no, I have just sent you one through though, and it's like
Oh no.
it's immaculately tidy. It's got ceramic brakes. It's the turbo, and it's done 111,000 miles, but still, it's fucking nice. Like that's probably the type of one I would go for. 16 grand, like oofed, bit of kit, really well presented. Clearly, photos have been taken at a house that has plenty of money. The interior's been well looked after. It's got all the options you want. Happy days. That's the sort of thing I would go for.
Fair enough. I mean, it is a very well presented car. Is it a dealership doing that?
No, it's private sale.
Are you sure it's not just a special Auto Trader special private sale?
No, it's a private seller.
That's a nice car. I don't like the color of black, but it's a really, really nice, tidy spec. Other than that,
Yeah, like the only negative is it's a shit color, but then people that look after cars, like have big money and buy stuff like that, typically they're gonna buy a like if you want something showy, you'd buy the 911. If you want something that's understated, you'd buy the Panamera.
yeah, okay. I kind of agree with that. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I do have a soft spot for like a kind of luxury barge.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like yeah, it's just fantastic. Um, but aye, sorry, we are fucking miles away from where we were.
We absolutely were. Yeah, I mean, I genuinely can't even remember how we got here. We just started talking about Porsches. Oh, you were telling us news about Porsche. Yeah, that's totally it.
That's it. Yeah.
That's totally it. Yeah.
So no. Yeah, so Porsche is potentially in trouble, but I think they'll pull through. They just need to get away from this electric nonsense and start putting proper engines in cars again.
They're owned by the Volkswagen Automotive Group, aren't they? So they're
They
theoretically
are.
protected from complete collapse.
Well, see, the thing is, right, because the Porsche family have the controlling interest in it, like the Ferdinand
Oh,
Porsche.
they're still going.
Yeah. Um, but, like,
Intense.
they're kind of owned by Volkswagen Audi Group in the same way that Saab was owned by GM.
Okay, yeah, I get you.
You know, where the GM
Yeah.
were like, here's a car, you're struggling, don't engineer it, just put your badges on it and sell it. And then they came back later when there was like a $16 million hole in the books at Saab, and they're like, what the fuck are you doing? And they're like, well, it was shit, so we re-engineered everything.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, no, that's, sorry. I keep taking us off on tangents.
It's what it's all about, man, isn't it? It's what it's all about.
It is.
I mean, what I kind of wanted to talk about was, I mean, you might have seen over like various social media things that Chris Harris's E28 M5 was nicked. Like, I don't know, like a few days ago, and he got it back because through like social media presence and stuff like that. One of the people that listens to his like podcast or content or whatever, I'm not really sure, was like saw it and like got in touch with him and stuff, so he got it back. But it just kind of made me think about like a lot of cars are actually stolen, and like most people don't really have the same kind of like reach to get it back. And I was wondering if you'd ever had a car stolen.
I have not. Have you?
No, I haven't either. I mean, in a lot of ways, I've never really had anything worth stealing. You know,
Fair enough.
like I tend to like have had cheap cars in the past, and also like living quite rurally most of the time does also help. You know.
I was going to bring that up, like, because, like, I've had some pretty nice cars over the years, but the area that we're in doesn't really have all that higher car crime. And the car crime that is there isn't really like sophisticated car thefts. It's I'll smash the window and steal all your CDs, kind of that sort of thing.
Yeah, there's no organized car theft really.
No. I mean, I've not heard of anybody in Dumfries and Galloway even like losing their Land Rover when they like drive to Tesco and somebody just drives in behind them and captures the key code and then drives off and they come out with their shopping and there's no car left. Like I've not heard of any of that nonsense up here.
It's just not enough people, is it?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah. So I mean, we're probably quite lucky in that respect, but like it's shocking how easy it is to steal certain cars. Like I've definitely contemplated, um, putting like a second layer of car security on, if you know what I mean, like just an immobilizer or something like that.
Yeah.
Like a beyond, beyond the kind of standard anything that's factory, like an actual like, a kind of not obvious one, a hidden one.
Like an aftermarket Fatcham Cat One system type thing.
Something like that, yeah. What's the one, a Ghost 2 or something like that? The one where you put like a code in for your button pressing.
Yeah, see that right there. That's probably like the creme de la creme. I think. I mean, it's been a few years since I've had anything to do with them, but I think Ghost is pretty much one of the best ones.
Mm.
Um, I've got mixed feelings on this. I think actual customized security, like having a kill switch somewhere in your car, like under the dash that only you know about. So you flick it to the left and like it just stops the ECU from sending a trigger signal to any of your ignition coils. So you can't physically start the car. I think that works a lot better than like having an actual immobilizer. Um, and the reason being is I've bought cars with immobilizer problems and they've been like aftermarket ones.
Oh, yes.
And like the last one I bought was an MR2, and the guy was like, "It won't start. I've had it for months. I cannot get it to do anything." He says, "I cannot get the immobilizer to work." And he goes, and that, like my first question is, "Why didn't you just remove the immobilizer?" He goes, "Because that's a lot of work." Within 5 minutes after I got that back to the unit, I had the immobilizer out and unwired, and I had it starting on the key. Like I'd
Nice.
bypassed every system on it. And I'm not a master car thief. I'm just a mechanic. Like unless they're really well installed to the point where like you're talking like factory levels of wire and integration, I don't think they're worth doing because like anyone, it's funny because you're never going to stop people from stealing stuff. You're only going to make the target less desirable.
And harder, yeah, totally.
Yeah. um but an immobilizer doesn't really do that. Like an immobilizer just creates a hazard when they're already in it. And like if you have somebody that's got a little bit of brains on them, they'll find the immobilizer module, they'll trace it back, they'll rip the cable out, cut the cable in half, and then join the cable up and just remove the leg that the immobilizer's working on.
Mm.
So I'm mixed feelings on it. Like genuinely, I think you're better with like the steering locks, like the ones that go through the steering wheel and clamp on with the key.
But are they not just really easy to break?
They are, but that's not the point because like it's like if you had two cars and you were going to steal one of them, right? And they're both identical specs and everything else, the same year, same mileage, they're identical. But one of them has a steering lock on it, and there's a little blinking red light on the dash for the alarm, and like it's got Fatcham Category 1 stickers on the windows. saying that it's got the best alarm money can buy and ghost alarm stickers on the windows, right? And the other one doesn't have anything. What are you going to pick? You're going to pick the one that doesn't have the alarm stickers, the blinking red light, or the steering lock on it, because it's the easier target. Like, all you're actually doing is diverting people from stealing your shit to stealing someone else's shit, which is fine. That's how the game's played. But yeah, there's nothing you can really do to stop it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I actually think the best way is to, like, not have it hidden.
Yeah,
Like, you know, if your car isn't visible from, like, the road or anything like that, it can be, like, a little bit better.
out of sight, out of mind.
Mm. But I mean, that's not really an option for loads of people.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, like, especially kind of like on new builds and stuff, you don't have off-street parking. Your parking is off the street in the strictest sense only.
Aye, totally. Everything's very exposed.
Yeah, and like they don't build places like that for privacy. They build them for ease of convenience of building and to as densely pack buildings as well as they can.
Yeah, totally. You got to get your units in.
Yeah, for profit.
Mm.
So, yeah, it's a funny old one, car security. So
Okay then, would you buy a car that had been stolen and recovered,
absolutely wouldn't bother me in the slightest.
even if it had like a little bit of like kind of a bit of damage because it's kind of like been ragged about and maybe like kind of like maybe in a little bit of a bump?
Yeah, it wouldn't bother me. I'd be quite happy with that. Um,
Yeah, fair enough. What about more from the fact that it had been stolen and there's that like unknown about it? So say it's like a Fiesta. Fiesta's really easy to nick. You can get in for the boot.
yeah,
So like that's not anyone gaining access through like getting the car's like key code,
fair enough.
right? So it's a recovered Fiesta. Is it worth less than a non-recovered Fiesta?
In my mind, no. In the general public's mind, yes, because it's got a cat code on it. It'd be Cat X for stolen recovered.
See, that's interesting, because I kind of agree. There is no real difference in my mind over, oh, someone nicked it and probably ragged it about, to the fact that it's on like its 6th or 7th owner, some of whom will probably have ragged it about.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, you never know the history of a car when you buy a used car. That's why, like, you could look for as many indicators as you want, but like ultimately you are taking a gamble. I mean, especially because you can only really see back to the previous owner.
precisely. And I totally get why it'd be worth less to the person who owned it, though.
Yeah, I can see that as well. I can see being like upset by a car being nicked, and then if you recover it, you're like, oh, I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, because there's a sense of violation with having something stolen like that, you know?
Yeah, totally. It would definitely ruin my day.
Yeah,
100%.
I wouldn't like it. It's shit when people come and fuck with your shit, you know?
Aye, totally. Totally.
But to anyone else, I don't see why it would impact the value. Like, essentially, I would say a car that you own that somebody steals and the police recover it and they're like, your insurance company, like, do you want it back? You're like, no, it's actually worthless to me. Like, I don't want anything to do with it. I just want it gone.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, in that very specific circumstance, I suppose it's worthless. But then to anyone else that's buying it, I don't see the difference.
Yeah, no, I kind of do agree. Like, there's nothing. I wouldn't be too wary of buying a car that had been stolen and then recovered, as long as it wasn't excessively damaged.
Yeah. On the buying cars thing, you know, I'd be more worried about a car that had been repossessed.
Really?
Yeah, because like, what if somebody wants it back? You know?
True, and also if it's been repossessed, it's been repossessed because they haven't paid for it, which means that's probably not been well cared for.
No. Like, that would be a bigger concern to me. So it would. Like, a repossessed car. And the thing is, as well, people abuse them when they know that they're going to get repossessed because they're like, well, who the fuck cares? Like, it's not me.
Absolutely, yeah.
Um,
Absolutely, I can totally believe that.
so, yeah, no, the stolen cars, yeah, I don't think they're worth any less, but yeah, they would be the least of my worries for buying, I reckon.
Fair enough. Totally fair enough. So yeah, that was like I was just thinking about that based on the, quite a high profile car theft.
Yeah, it's really nice that Chris Harris got his car back as well, because an E28 M5 is fucking nice.
Yeah, yeah, I'm glad he got his car back. Yeah, he was very emotional about it. Like I think he's had it for a while. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, Chris Harris is probably one of the kind of most down to earth, like, car inverted quote guys that's out there, you know? Like,
Yeah, I quite like him. He's really into like he is very into cars. Like he actually cares about them. He's quite passionate about them, and it shows.
yeah, like you get why he likes something. There's something very relatable about him when he talks about them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what he strikes me as? Do you know the Clarkson interview where he's like, non-car people don't get it?
No.
So there's a Clarkson interview where I can't remember who he's interviewing. I think it might be Jay Leno possibly, or whoever he's interviewing is a car guy though.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, this is what non-car people don't get. He says they just see a ton and a half of metal and rubber and plastic and a way to get from A to B. But what car people see is something that's got a personality and it's almost got a life of its own and it's almost alive. There's something tangible, like you can bond with it. And it's the way he talks about it. Like that's for me is like peak Clarkson. That and when he's talking like about the Porsche V8, the one with the headlights that come up, they're really strange looking.
Oh, the 928.
Yes, and he's talking about it, and he's like, I've got a very special relationship with the Porsche 928 because when my dad was dying, he says I got the phone call and I was down south and I managed to get to the hospital in time to say goodbye to my dad. And he says I wouldn't have been able to do that if I wasn't driving a car that could sit at 170 miles per hour reliably. And he goes, and that's why I've got a very special relationship with the Porsche 928. Like it's a proper, like it's almost a heartfelt story
Mm-hmm.
about how having a car has improved his life. Like there's something like that about Chris Harris. There's something really relatable. Like he just gets it.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of like one of the nice things about cars as well is it's kind of a little bit about the adventure
Yeah, man, definitely.
and that experience and creating the memories that then leave you with the bond of why you care about a car that's like an old piece of shit, but you can't let it go because like it's been the car that's kind of like, you've done so much stuff with.
Yeah,
They're very symbolic cars, I think.
they
I
are.
think they mean a lot to. I think they say a lot about the people that drive them. I do still kind of believe that. I think they're quite symbolic. I think we make decisions based kind of almost subconsciously sometimes.
Yeah, I'll go along with that totally.
Actually, to be honest, we've kind of covered pretty much a lot of the stuff I was thinking about. The only other thing is that video that I sent you just before we started recording,
Yeah,
which was the video on the crash that the guy driving his car that JM was reviewing.
yeah,
I think that happened potentially earlier this year, but there was a video out recently that had the actual crash on it. And like honestly, when I watched it, it is kind of wild how quickly quickly it happened. And like the guy was definitely not absolutely ragging it.
no. it shows how even with a full suite of stability control and everything else, which I believe in that video were turned off because I don't see how this could have happened otherwise.
I think honestly, I think in the full video he said that they were on.
Really?
Yeah, it was just in like normal driving mode, I think.
Wow. I mean,
I know it seems it's really strange because the car has barely accelerated when it starts to step out immediately.
in the video, is it wet?
It's like a little damp, I think maybe.
So I think that's probably your culprit here,
Greasy.
greasy. Because one thing I noticed from when I had really quite powerful cars, quite a lot, with really wide tyres, is you were fine in the dry, you were fine in the piss and wet rain, but see that kind of twilighty zone between them where it was greasy. That was
Mm.
when shit got real very quickly.
Yeah, definitely. I've probably had a lot of the yeah. I'd say a lot of the moments that I tend to have are in like kind of greasy conditions.
Yeah, it's not nice. Like it, if you're gonna find a moment of low grip, it's gonna be after a light shower. Like that's like prime time for that, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, like, and we're driving like a something quite powerful, and especially something that's rear wheel driving quite powerful. We've all had those moments where like, you've just been a little bit too enthusiastic on the loud pedal for the grip, and it stepped out. Like, and you've got to catch it quick.
Yeah. The other, pardon me, one of the other things that strikes me about that video is he was so close to not crashing. If he was a bit faster with catching it, he'd have been okay, I think.
Yeah, I mean he does start the counter steer, but it's like when he counter steers, the the rears then grip up
Yep.
and chuck him to the left.
At a vast rate of knots in quite an
Mm-hmm.
aggressive and violent motion.
Yeah, oh, I'm glad the guy lived and he, like, but he was like, that messed him up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't want to sound like a bastard, but this comes back to like a lot about what I say about roadcraft and stuff. Like when you're going over a crest, unload the throttle. Like when you know you're going to be lifting the car up, when you're going to be uncompressing the suspension, being at full tilt on the throttle is not necessarily a good idea.
I mean, yeah, thinking about it now, I would naturally lift if I went over anything where I suspected I would be getting not so much air, but I'd be unloading it, yeah.
Yeah. Um. I mean, yeah. I don't think the guy done anything necessarily wrong. To be fair, like it's not something I would expect everyone on the road to do. Would be to be unloading the throttle going over a crest because but it's quite a specific crest that because it's a crest on a corner which is quite dangerous when you're coming onto the crest from below because it's going to
Mm.
unload you and you're also in a moment of turning, so like not only have you got weight transfer going on, you're also unloading your drive axle mid weight transfer. So you're asking for it to step out, really.
Yes, I mean, but would you expect that? Because I mean, he wasn't going that fast. Would you expect that if you're just kind of pottering along at like I don't know 45?
in a really powerful car with really wide tyres on a greasy road, yes. I would have expected, however, that the safety systems in a fucking 8 Series BM would have caught it, because the safety systems in a 6 Series would catch it. I'm speaking from experience there.
I mean, and well, the safety systems in my car are pretty aggressive when they cut in. I actually find them quite dangerous in themselves, the way they really aggressively cut in. But they come in quite quick.
Yeah, like when you have them on in like everyday driving mode, they're very much set up to catch an idiot, which makes me think the guy had it in either sports mode or they were turned off.
Yeah, maybe. I can't actually remember from the video on that, but that would make more sense if traction control was like off.
Yeah, because I mean, realistically, when traction control detected the slip, if it just killed all the power, he wouldn't have had a problem. He'd have steered out of that quite easily.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. I'm pleased the guy lived. Like, it's a really shit situation, but it's probably one of the most common forms of crashes with a rear-wheel drive car, outside of just losing it through.
Yeah. I think it's probably the most common time when you do lose it in a rear-wheel drive car is when you're in like slightly wet conditions. You're accelerating out of a corner. You know, like leaving a roundabout or joining a roundabout or something like that. You know.
Yeah, because I mean, the thing is that's worth noting as well is like that's a car with a pretty long wheelbase. So like you're better off having a car with a long wheelbase step out on you like that, because it, without sounding like a dick again, it basically telegraphs that it's going to you. Like you're not driving a Lancia Stratos at this point, where you've got less than 6 foot between your axles, where the moment that you've got to react is like nanoseconds. In this, you're talking tenths to half, maybe a full second, where you're going to have that moment where you're going to feel it before it actually goes. And that's from first-hand experience. Like I used running big Toyotas, where it's like a long walk round them, and the 6 Series that I've got now, the 6 Series sends me a letter in the post. By the way, when you go around this corner next week, I'm going to slide out because my big fat ass needs to act like a pendulum. Like, yeah. It's quite it's an interesting foray into car dynamics, this, and I realise it's not exactly why you brought this up.
No, I'm interested to hear.
So, like, it's why there's so many fucking 140i BMWs that are Cat N and S. You've got relatively easily attainable, high performance, rear wheel drive hatchback with a really short wheelbase.
I mean, I can honestly see how people like ditch them in the shrubs on a regular basis. Like I've certainly had a few moments in my car when I'm driving where like I've been caught a bit off guard by except by like how little grip was there.
Yeah.
But like it's that feeling when you feel the car start to go.
Yes.
I feel like I'm immediately onto it, if you know what I mean. Whereas like I feel that like I would have to really think about drifting and like that natural reaction to steer into it. I would have to combat that,
Yeah, no, I get that. I actually know what you mean when you're describing it like that. I totally empathise with that.
It's like instincts. Like, as soon as you start to feel the car go, like, if you're not planning on it, but like, as soon as you feel the car start to go, it's just reaction, Yeah. And that makes me think that, oh God, I bet, like, it would take me such a long time to just, like, not like, instinctively do that when I was fucking about trying to drift.
Yeah. No, man, it's a very good point. What's actually an interesting exercise is if you go on Auto Trader and sort it by Cat N and Cat S, so that it only shows you Cat N and Cat S.
Oh, interesting. Do you know what? I've never done this.
If you look at the number of 135i's and 140i's versus the number of M3's, so like another level of performance up, but a longer wheel. And admittedly, most M3's aren't driven by a 22-year-old, you know, or a 21-year-old that's like graduated from a fucking Fiesta ST into a 140i. Like, so there is an ownership like difference.
Definitely.
But, like, I'm not going to say for 2 seconds that there's a skill difference because that's just wildly unrealistic. But yeah, like for the given performance of the car, like how less M3s there are for sale with a cat on them than what there is M140s and 135i's.
Which, you know, you could believe. It makes sense.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, that's what it comes down to for me. I mean,
There's a lot of Cat 1 series
oh yeah,
on the old Auto Trader right now. A lot. Not always the top spec ones, admittedly. There's a lot of like 1.8Ds and 1.6Is.
well, I mean that proves the point again, though, because I mean, I can't say that they're just bought by people like the smaller engines are just bought by people who don't give a fuck, because if you don't give a fuck, why would you buy a BM? Because they're actually quite expensive. You go and buy like a little Kia with a 7-year warranty.
And especially when your BM's got the M Sport pack, but it's got the 118i
Precisely.
engine trim, you know.
And it shows that like short wheelbase will bite you. Like, you know, there's a reason why the original Renault 5 Turbo and like the Lancia Stratos and stuff like that, there's a reason why they have a Widowmaker reputation.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
Lightweight, high power, short wheelbase. It's a recipe for disaster. Or fun.
A recipe for rotation.
Yeah, it's a recipe for... Oh, I love that. I'm stealing that, mate. It's a recipe for rotation. Yeah, that's cool. But no, yeah, I think that's kind of the script, like. But yeah, I think he was probably well. And again, I might be speaking ill of the guy, and I don't mean to, but he was in probably one of the best cars that he could have had that happen to him in.
I mean,
yeah.
From the point of view of he lived, it was, you know, a good car for that to happen to in. It saved his life.
Definitely. That's twice in 2 weeks we've covered crashes, you know. Like we were talking about like, the Nürburgring crashes and stuff last week as well.
Oh god, yeah, we totally were.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah. But it's the summer. People are frustrated and they are crashing.
What a weird way to take your frustrations out in the world. I'm going to crash my pride and joy.
I'm just going to go a bit faster today. And that's where it went wrong.
That's it.
Yeah, so they were just really the two things that I'd kind of like seen crop up. I don't think I've seen too much else in the old auto news this week, and I've like kind of not really done that much driving, so it's been quiet. I don't have any on the road beef because I haven't actually been on the road to accumulate anger and frustration in people.
Fair enough, man. Yeah, I've not got anything like that at all. Yeah, it's been a relatively quiet week. I'm actually struggling to think of anything I've seen in the car news that I'm like I actually want to discuss as well, because there's not really anything been tickling my pickle, really.
Yeah, sometimes I find myself slightly out of touch with the car news because like I'm not that interested in a lot of the new models.
Yeah, and I mean the thing is, if you go for like Autocar or anything, it's all just Volkswagen Audi group's amazing because they pay the magazine off. Or they must do. Either that or the people that work there have a serious boner for the Audi Volkswagen group. But yeah. There's a lot of bias in the British car media as well. Like there's a definite German car superiority complex, you know.
Ah, that's British. We like a German car.
Yeah, they just don't like German football teams or anything like that.
Maybe not like Germany too much, but they love a German car.
I mean, speak for yourself. I love going to Germany. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, honestly, me too. I really like Germany. I've got nothing, absolutely nothing against it. I was more just making a generalisation.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I agree
On behalf of the rest of the
generalisation.
UK as well, of which, of course, I am exempt.
Yeah. Man. No, I think that's us then.
Yeah, I think we should wrap it up there.
Oh, actually, no. I need to drag us back to the very first thing that we were talking about, which was the fuck cars, right? Because you know how
Oh, of course, yes.
we drew some parallels between that and the pet free people, and you were like, if you don't like animals, like there's something wrong with you.
Mm.
And I was going to bring this up because I have two favorite animals, right?
Right, okay.
So one of them is the capybara.
Oh, of course, I can see why you're a fan of the capybara. Yeah, I can totally understand that.
And the other one is the honey badger.
The honey badger, is that quite a small animal as well?
It's basically a four-legged assault Oreo. Like it just walks around the African savannah, fucking up hyenas and lions and all sorts. But the reason I love them, right, is because they're at two different ends of the nihilism spectrum.
Right.
So like you've got the honey badger, right? And it doesn't value anyone's life, not even its own. Like it just doesn't value anything.
It's just anger.
Yeah, like that's one end of the spectrum. And then you've got the little capybara that just can't be physically bothered to care enough about anything. And it's like I just think they're fantastic animals.
Yeah, no, I really like them. They're good at hanging out with other animals.
Yeah. No, that was it. It was. Whenever people are talking about animals, I'm like capybara, honey badger are two best animals on the planet because they're both nihilistic assholes. So I just had to throw that in. But yeah, no, I've got nothing else to add now.
Good stuff. I'm glad we got that in.
Oh well, yeah.
I think that has been the episode. I hope someone may have learned something somewhere. I don't know if we conveyed any information in this episode at all, but
we really haven't. Like we've talked about stolen cars and people who hate cars and
crashing
cars.
We talked about the Porsche Panamera probably in most detail for the longest amount of time.
Yeah, there was a lot of coverage of the Porsche Panamera and why you should own it as a vulgar display of power to show that all the other dads at school that you're a better dad than them.
Yeah, like as a power move.
And we talked about Colin's favourite animals.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for listening. Please, if you enjoyed what you heard, like and subscribe for more. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Goodbye.
Cheerio, folks.